Hi everyone! We just wanted to give you a little more detail on why we chose Selkie specifically. Keith and I are originally from Baltimore, which is near Annapolis in Maryland, which is like the mecca of sailing. We've never sailed a day in our life until we bought our first sailboat. We left Maryland, moved to New Mexico in 2019 to travel by van, and ended up buying a house and having our daughter. So we felt like we kind of got a little stuck. So we decided to go out on our next great adventure, and we decided to do that by buying a sailboat. So we sold everything in New Mexico, our house, lots of things still in storage down there, and we bought our first sailboat sight unseen up here in the Pacific Northwest, Washington specifically, and we are going to tell you about that first boat and why we are now on our third boat and why this is by far the best boat so far, and we are not moving on to another boat anytime soon. So Keith is going to tell you about that first boat and then the two getting up to this one.
So in 2023, I had started searching for boats. I was researching for months and months, trying to find the right one.
Avid researcher.
Yeah. So in this marina, there was a Freedom 33 Cat Catch in 1981, and it was beautiful. Top to bottom, absolutely loved it. We were unable to actually come up here and see it in person, so I hired a surveyor, and I kind of trusted the process. I had only seen the listings, and we had the survey done, and it came back.
Shout out to Garrett for that survey because he was awesome.
Yeah, he's been great. He actually surveyed Selkie for us, so he's great. So we moved on, drove 1,600 miles straight to get up here as fast as we could. We moved on, and we had been on for a few months, and we started realizing that the biggest issue, at least for myself, was headroom. The inside of the Freedoms are 6'1", and I am 6'5", so I do not fit very well. The boat overall was great. My original intention of not only living on a sailboat, but being able to adventure on a sailboat and go all sorts of different places, the Freedom was a great choice, but it was just too small for us. Kelsey,
too.
Kelsey and Mara had to sleep in the V berth. I was sleeping on a couch. Our 120-pound dog was sleeping on the floor, or trying to sleep with me.
Successful.
Yeah. So we ended up deciding that it was probably best if we moved on from the Freedom. So we put it up for sale, and we purchased a 1985 CHB 41. Mm-hmm. And we lived on that for quite a while.
Trawler boat.
Yeah.
Motorboat.
Single screw. It was pretty roomy. I could stand up in it. It was easy to work on. But
New York City apartment on the water.
Right. Yeah.
Tons of space. Lack of sails.
Yeah. So we had come up here to sail and learn how to sail, and we liked the idea of the lifestyle of living and sailing on these kinds of boats. So we put it up for sale, and we were just trying to find the right one. And then last May, in 2025, we found Selkie, and we went down and saw it a couple times, and we thought it was great. The inside of the boat, especially in the salon area, because it does have a drop down right where we're sitting right now. Headroom is around 6'9", so I'm not hitting my head on anything in here as often as I was in our first sailboat, which I couldn't even drink a glass of water without sticking my head out the companionway. So yeah, anyway, we are now on Selkie. She, as stated previously, 1976, almost a 12-foot beam, 42 overall. She's coming in at about 19.5, 20,000 pounds, and 8,000 of that is ballast. Fully encapsulated keel, which I really wanted in our next boat. I did not want a bolt-on keel. I am in the marine trades every day of my life right now, and I've seen and heard of potential horrors with bolt-on keels. I'm not saying that they're all bad. It's just one thing to be aware of if you were to go and look at a boat with a bolt-on keel. So that was number one. Living space, it's plenty. It's maybe not plenty, but it's definitely roomy enough for us. We do have our own room to move around. We don't feel like we're right on top of each other, which is great. And yeah, I mean, this boat overall is great, and we are working on fixing her up. We definitely bought her with knowing that she was going to be a project.
Livable project.
A livable project. Yeah, it wasn't anything where we couldn't even move on right away. It was just things, for instance, the butterfly hatch down east are known to have rot in the floor right underneath the butterfly hatch. They leak. So we're actually in the process of tearing up. We've torn up part of the floor. We're gonna remove the rest of it. And you'll see in other videos, especially the ones where I am working on the water tanks, that part of the floor is missing. So the engine room, if you've gone on our Instagram page, you will see the electrical nightmare I've been dealing with. All of the lines in the engine room were all over the floor. They were spaghettied together and all twisted up. So I spent 2 or 3 days detaching all the wiring and rerunning them and trying to make them look presentable. The black tank, when we moved on, did have a crack in the lid, so that's one of the reasons we went to a composting toilet. I got rid of the black tank and all those old stinky hoses that come with black tanks, and now we have even more storage, which is great. Yeah, what else?
Fixed the fridge, made it usable.
Yeah.
That's been huge. Yeah, just making it work for us and figuring it out as we go, and well, kind of, because he knows what he's doing. I'm learning. Mara and I are super excited to be learning and helping and doing what we can. We are almost finished with our solar. That will give us full power. We could, go out at anchor or whatever we need to do, even here at dock, or well, we're on the hard, but when we're in a slip, we wouldn't need to plug into shore power. Yeah, it's been learning process and a fun one, and we're getting there.
Yeah.
We are on a very tight budget, so I've been really good at finding things for free or extremely inexpensive, and we have the most amazing boat community that has turned into a big family in here, and everyone, including ourselves, are just so willing to go above and beyond to help each other. And if someone has something they don't need, they offer it right up. Or we were able to get our superstructure for the solar panels from one of our neighbor friends, and he didn't want anything for it, but can't just
Yeah, I still
gave him some money for it.
Yeah.
And it's been perfect. It's like it was meant for this boat. But just the boat community in general has been so welcoming since we came. And we came from going from Baltimore and then to Albuquerque, 2 major overcrowded cities.
Yeah.
And being in the marina, it's like your own little space, your own little family.
Yeah.
So that's been really great, and lots of DIY projects, the right ways, just to make it nice and functional and where she needs to be.
Yeah,
it's been great.
We have potentially big plans for this. If not just the restoration of the boat and getting her where we feel comfortable with her. My goal for the boat is to make her 100% off grid. Eventually a water maker, and the solar, obviously we have 400 watts up top. We're going to be adding an additional 400 watts. I'm not sure if we're going to go lithium. I would like to. You go in the forums, people talk horror stories about lithium, but it's 9 times out of 10 because they were improperly installed. So we may go with lithium battery bank, because that would be a huge benefit to long-term storage. Being able to use them down far more than a lead acid, for instance. But yeah, I mean, this boat is definitely a potential circumnavigator. Not saying we're going to do that. We would at least like to get up to Alaska.
Definitely.
Potentially down the coast at some point. We're still not sure. This area in the Puget Sound is great for sailing. work alone is great. There are tons of super talented craftsmen around here that I'm fortunate enough to work with, and I've learned a lot from just being around them. If there's ever a question, just someone knows the answer to it, and they're more than willing to just come over and give you a hand.
You walk to the cafe and you'll pass about 10 people that you can ask any kind of question
Yeah,
to.
yeah. I mean, it's been a learning curve, but it's well worth it. And I hope to keep learning and keep doing this.
And right now, being on the hard, we're ready to go back in the water. We just don't have a slip available to us right now. And as much as we would love to anchor, we have a geriatric puppy who did not grow up on a sailboat, does not know how to swim. He likes playing in the water, but he is just a buoy, and he's fallen in a couple times. And we've tried going out to anchor, and he is not a fan of it. He stresses himself out pretty bad. So we'll go out for the day when we're in the water and then just come back to the dock. But one day, we'll be able to anchor a little bit more and get that experience. And waking up to the sunrises and falling asleep to the sunsets around here at about 10:30 at night is pretty incredible. But for right now, we'll give our dog his peace and not stress him out more than he needs to be. But we'll get back there eventually.
Yeah. So I hope you guys follow us on our journey of restoring the boat, and we will show you as many projects as we possibly can. We do have an Instagram page, and we hope to be posting bi-weekly on here. We'll have to see. But
at sailing.selkie
yeah,
for Instagram.
And if you guys have any questions about wanting to see something in particular, feel free to comment. And yeah, hope to see you out there.